The knock at the gate. Emmanuel is an evangelist whose passion for soul winning is extraordinary. He always carries gospel tracts with him whenever he goes out. He has a 10-year-old son named Junior, who often accompanies him to share tracts during evangelism. On this particular day, there was a heavy downpour. Emmanuel and Junior had planned to go out early that morning for evangelism, but the persistent rain made Emmanuel consider postponing their outing. He decided to inform Junior that they would go out the following day instead. However, Junior insisted on going out despite the rain. Emmanuel tried to stop him, explaining that the rain would ruin the tracts. But Junior was determined. He went to the church, met their pastor, and begged for some gospel tracts. The pastor gave him some, and without hesitation, Junior ran out into the rain to distribute them. Meanwhile, Abigail had just gone through a devastating season of life. She had separated from her husband, and shortly after, their only child had passed away due to leukemia. Her entire world collapsed. She fell into deep depression and turned to drugs for relief. The pain of losing both her child and marriage weighed heavily on her heart, and she saw no more reason to live. On that fateful morning, Abigail had decided to end her life. She tied a rope and was preparing to take the fatal step when suddenly, she heard someone banging loudly at her gate. Startled and irritated, she paused and rushed outside to see who could be knocking so persistently in such heavy rain. To her surprise, she saw a small, drenched boy standing at the gate. Annoyed, she asked what he was doing outside in the rain and why he was banging on her gate. Junior didn't say a word. He simply handed her a tract. She collected it reluctantly and glanced at the title, "There's a Second Chance." Before she could say anything, the boy smiled and said, "Auntie, Jesus loves you." With that, he turned and walked away. The boy has just saved a soul without knowing. Abigail shut the gate, went back inside, and sat on the floor of her living room. She began reading the tract. As she read through the message, tears rolled down her face. She cried until she became emotionally drained and eventually fell asleep. While asleep, she had a terrifying dream. In the dream, two hideous-looking beasts were dragging her toward a fiery pit filled with the cries and screams of suffering souls. As she was being pulled closer to the flames, she cried out, "Jesus, have mercy on me. Please give me a second chance." At that moment, a man dressed in white appeared. He rescued her from the beasts and said to her, "Go back and preach the gospel of salvation to lost souls." Then she woke up. The next day, Abigail rushed to the church and testified of how God used Junior to save her from committing suicide. From that day forward, she became an evangelist, sharing the message of salvation and God's love wherever she went. Lesson: never rush into making life-ending or harmful decisions during difficult times. God may not be done with you yet. No matter the situation, there is always hope, and often, a deliverer is already on the way. Remember, no matter the situation, there's always a second chance.
Thanks for watching.
If you are blessed with this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe for more exciting videos like this.